Okay, hello,
Hi.
Mom. I'm talking with Marlys Macy again. So I want to talk about some other things that I remember from growing up and that. To me, we always had a pretty good meals. We always were clothed, bathed. We didn't have a lot of money, but we never really had a hardship that I remember.
No,
Was
we
it hard on
didn't.
you and Dad, or?
I think we were good managers.
I think so too.
We had a garden and I canned a lot of vegetables.
Right.
And I'd go and pick choke cherries and June berries, and I made a lot of jellies. And I even made my own soap.
Yeah. Now, the first couple of years before we built that addition on, that was probably because there was 9 of us living in that smaller house.
Exactly.
And all the boys stayed in one room. Ann and Nancy stayed in one room, and then you and Dad in the other room.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you remember building that basement?
Oh, yes. I remember that well. It was a lot of work.
I have told that story because I still can't believe it.
Oh, it was a lot of work. I even helped with the wheelbarrow.
So the first summer, I think what we did is we dug a cistern because our old one was wore out, and we had to haul water at that time. And so then we got the water system put in place.
Yep.
And then the next spring, we tore out that big tree.
And
The
Chinese elm.
elm.
It was a beautiful tree.
And we had somebody come in with a backhoe and dig that out and dig the first part. But what we really did that still amazes me, pick and shovel on the edge of the house, started digging underneath the house and cribbing it up as we went along until we had the whole house sitting on cribbing. Do you remember all of that?
Yes, I do. It was a lot of work, and all you kids had to help.
Yeah.
And you did. You all helped. Yeah. So it was a lot of work.
And then we, I think Earl Palmer and maybe some other people came by and helped do the framing of the cement walls.
Stanley came and helped too. He came and helped a lot.
Put in the framing of the house.
Yeah.
And then I remember Dad working all night till 4 o'clock in the morning, then have to go to work.
Yeah.
But he laid the cement floor down there. We helped him up until about 10 or so o'clock.
Yeah.
And then we went to bed because we had school the next day, but he stayed there with it to finish out the floor.
He was a hard worker. Yes, he was.
Yes, definitely. And then we lowered that house back down on top. And then I remember Stanley coming in, and then Billy, your other brother, helped Dad do the stucco on the outside.
Yep.
And that's when we added those 2 new bedrooms to the house, and then a basement underneath there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, it was a lot.
How many freezers did we had? 1 or 2 freezers?
We had 2 freezers.
2 freezers.
One in the basement, and I had one in the corner of the dining room.
Oh, that's right. That's right. The one that lifted up from the top.
Yeah.
Well, the one that lifted up from the top is down in the
basement. And the one in the dining room, you opened the door like this. Yeah.
That dining room, what do you remember about that dining room?
Well, we had a big table.
Yeah, big table.
Lots of chairs.
So we had a kind of a big table in the kitchen.
Oh,
and that's where we ate most of our meals.
Yes.
And then we had the dining room.
For special occasions. Yes.
And one thing I remember from looking at it, see if I get that stove over in the corner, that's what heated the house.
Yes.
That whole house, and it was a gas stove.
Natural gas.
Natural gas, and that was in the dining room. Yeah.
Yes.
What else do you remember about the dining room?
Let's see. Oh, I had my sewing machine in
Yeah,
there too.
That's where we did all the crafts, the sewing.
I did all of that, yes.
Putting puzzles together. We put a lot of puzzles together.
I know it.
And then I remember Dad got a piano, or you got a piano from someone that we sent in the corner.
Yeah. We just kept it for somebody there. I don't remember just how that worked, but Yeah, we did have that.
You know, the other thing I remember about the house is before we even started building the basement, didn't you guys buy a second house and you moved it onto the property across the alley?
Yes, and
right?
we rented that out.
Well, at first, the boys stayed in there while we were building the house.
First, yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we lived through there the first summer, and then we rented it out after that, and then Dad's sister lived there for a while.
Yep.
And one other point of clarification that I've been thinking about. You said that when we were smaller, Grandma and Grandpa Macy would babysit when you would go to Casper to get groceries and that. I don't remember them ever living in Edgerton or Midwest.
They lived in Midwest.
They did. I don't remember.
Oh,
that.
yes. They lived in Midwest until they moved to Buffalo.
Oh. When do you know when they moved to Buffalo or?
No, I don't remember. Maybe Candy would remember the year.
Okay. Because he actually, Grandpa Macy, William Hildebrand, right?
Uh-huh.
He worked for Amoco or Standard Oil.
Oh, many. Yeah. He retired from there.
Yeah, I think it was Pan Am.
Yeah, Pan Am then. Many years he worked there.
And then Dad went to work there. Mm-hmm. Do you remember when he retired? Dad's dad? Grandpa Macy?
No, I don't remember.
Must have been in the early 70s, I think.
Let me see.
No, it'd have to be before that.
Oh, it was before that, yes. Way before that.
He passed away in 60.
It's hard to remember all
It is hard to remember.
years.
I don't remember any of that now. I remember Grandma Macy passed away in like 72 or 73.
She lived longer than he did, yes.
Yeah. So they would babysit for you while you would go to Casper and that to get groceries. And,
well, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
I don't remember
once
that
in a
much
while, and then sometimes I'd just take you and...
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, that's probably enough for now.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
You're
Talk to you later.
welcome.
Bye-bye.